If you wanted to enter a slab with a specific dimension, first of all, make sure you're on the slab tool. Second, make sure you got the appropriate construction method, and we'll go over that in just a minute. Once we're on the floor plan, ArchiCAD still use a Cartesian grid. So to the right of an imaginary 0 point, it is x plus on the horizontal plane, x minus is to the left, and in the vertical plane, y plus is north or up the page and y minus is down the page. So if I'm on this construction method, which is actually just the rectangular method, if I start drawing a slab, if I started from this 0 point, if I left mouse click and to start the slab, and as I move, we can see at the moment we don't have a tracker, or we can't see how far we're moving that. So I'm just going to go up to this icon up here, and that shows the tracker. So once again, if I start moving in this direction and I type 5000, and if I type enter, it disappears, because what's actually happened is I'm on the polygon construction method. I've just created a slab that's 5 meters long and 0 high, so it's going to disappear. So ideally, if I start that again, I left mouse click to start it, and I move slightly in the direction to the right and just type in 5 meters and then y 5 meters and enter. Now when I do that, I've got a slab that's 5 meters by 5 meters. One thing you'll notice, because we didn't type in plus or minus, it has always assumed the positive direction. If I wanted to go in a negative direction, in other words, make the slab go the other way, so if I left mouse click here and move my cursor in this direction here, so it already knows it's going in the negative direction, and I type 5 meters, then y 5 meters minus enter. Now it assumed that because I took my cursor to the left, it assumed the negative direction, and then I typed the negative to go down south of the page, and so we've got the positive and the negative slabs over here. Now if I change the construction method to just the polygonal method, and if I left mouse click on that, I'm going to do the same thing to fill in the square here. So if I left mouse click here, and by moving the cursor, I don't have to type. If I move to the north, the tracker's not on again, so I'm just going to engage the tracker, and as I move up north, up the page, and if I type in 5 meters and I push enter, notice that the smart cursor pencil is white, which means it's still in the middle of a function, but it's actually nailed that point down at that spot. And I can do the same thing over here, type in 5 meters, enter, and as I bring my mouse button down here, I'm only using one hand here, using the smart guides, and I can bring it down here, and when the pencil turns black, that means you're on a node and it's marrying up with all those points which all the smart trackers also showing. And I left mouse click once, and I left mouse click there again, so I've drawn another square. Now I'm just going to place one final cube into this little square where there's a gap on the bottom right hand side, but I'm going to spell this cube out in the polygon method, going one side at a time. So first of all, if I take my mouse to the center of the axis, if I left mouse click, we can see, and if I leave the mouse alone, the pencil actually turns to black, which means it started a function, but I'm still on the point of an origin, which is the correct way to do it. And if I type x 5 meters plus enter without touching the mouse still, y 5 meters minus enter, x 5 meters. Now I have to go left here, so I'm going to go minus, enter, and if I push enter again, it will close the polygon. But I'm going to type y 5 meters plus, so just so we can go through the plus and minuses of each slab. So now if I go to the 3D window, we can see there are the 4 slabs there. If I just click on the arrow tool, you can see that there's the 4 slabs that created with 2 different methods, and showing the positive and negative way of creating those slabs in each instance.